Man. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing well.
What's your name, my friend?
I'm called James.
All right, this is our guide, Brother James.
Yeah, you're most welcome in Uganda.
What's your African name?
Oh, we are in Uganda.
No, your African name.
My African name, Bakoma.
Bakoma?
Yes.
What does that mean?
It is my regional name.
Okay, Bakoma.
Yes.
All right, now, Brother Bakoma, you were telling us about this plant.
The water healthy.
The water hefe.
Yeah, we will call it water healthy, water weeds.
Water hefe, water weeds. Now,
We have two different languages, English, European English and American English.
okay,
So I think in America they call it water healthy.
okay,
Then in England they call it water weeds.
okay. Now, when did these come to Uganda and the other East African countries?
We had this, that was 1994.
1994. Now, where did these weeds never were in Uganda or East Africa before 1994?
So we had some people here when they come from America, they say we had this in America. So I think you the Americans, you brought them in Africa, East Africa.
The Americans, the white Americans, not the black people. That's not us, not us.
White Americans.
Okay.
So you see, they say the Lebron, chittegezaki.
What?
Lebron, bambala white.
The white fathers, the missionaries.
Commissioners.
The missionaries brought
Yeah,
it
they brought from America
in 1994,
in 1994.
and they just threw it. How did they?
They put in the Lake Victoria,
They-
so it was growing in the lake. Like now, this one, you can take like 3 months, you get more than more.
So they grow very, very big.
Yes, so
And
we use it now. It is a good
tell us what it did first. No, what did it do at first?
What?
Once they first put it down,
Well,
tell us.
It was a hazard on the water because water movement was paralyzed. No boats, no ferries could walk.
No fishermen to fish.
No.
No people can cross
And
in the lake.
even
You can see
fish-
just the green on the lake Victoria.
Even fish could not survive because it blanketed the water. Fish could not float to get oxygen. Fish started dying. Movement on the lake became difficult because boats could not make through the weeds until the East African community countries like Rwanda, Uganda, Kenya, Egypt, Sudan merged forces and invented a machine that started harvesting it. And even the agricultural laboratories produced weevils or insects that started eating it up.
So this is not. Is this a natural growing tree that exists somewhere else or no?
Okay, we saw it from the 90s. We had never seen it.
Does it exist anywhere in the world?
What we know that we got it on the Lake Victoria and the River Nile.
Only in the lake Victoria.
It was a problem to the oil falls down because it would go and choke the turbines. We started getting blackouts because machines were not producing electricity anymore.
So it is very likely that this is a genetically created plant
Yes.
that was created to dry the Nile up
right.
and to starve African
And
people and
again,
commit genocide.
During that time, the water level dropped because it was not allowing like condensation. Yeah,
You
because
see where we come from there, it was supposed to be the barriers. They close all the lake from the Lake Victoria to the River Nile.
Wow.
So that the water weeds could be not allowed to go to the dam. So they put the barriers, the booms, they close these water weeds to remain in the Lake Victoria so that it could not go to the what? To the dam.
So the Europeans, the whites, created a genetically modified plant from what we understand. We believe it to be a genetically modified, a created in the lab plant that destroys the ecology and would dry the River Nile out, kill the fish, and ultimately make the people dependent to get their food from some other source.
Even they brought some chemicals to put in this water to dry them. But after, when you get a fish in the lake, you eat fish, you feel headache until you die.
So you saying that they even put a chemical in this plant?
Yeah, they wanted to destroy the water.
What is trying to say? They're trying to fight
Okay.
the water weeds.
Yeah.
They brought a spray chemical.
They who?
To a white.
Oh, so they said, oh, we can help you. And then they brought a chemical,
we
but
are
the chemical
helping
made... So the whites, the way to help you, to bring a
They're
chemical,
helping you.
to put a chemical in here, and then the chemical made the people sick. Wow, we've never heard this story before. I can honestly say I lived in America my whole life, and I've studied about Africa, and I've never heard the story of this.
It's a big problem.
Is it a problem now, or is it a problem that's been pretty much taken
Now
care
it's
of?
okay. Now people they benefit on this water weeds. You can use it like fertilizing the gardens, animal food, and everything.
So we took something that was designed to destroy the African ecology, and through African genius, we were able to take it and now use it
You see where we
in
come,
a positive way.
Where you come from, that man is selling. He's a good seller. You can sell to some people. You go with your truck, they put in your car, and you take it in your gardens, where you are the pigs and your animals, everything.
So it helps. It helps now. It's being used to go back into the ecology and help. Wow. Thank you, brother. All right, brothers and sisters. Man, you remember when we were in Ginger and we were looking at the water hyacinth? And the water hyacinth, let's move over here so you get back. We remember that plant that was brought over by the Europeans to try to dry up the Nile and destroy really the lifeline of Africa. This brother here actually studied botany and plant life and is an expert in that whole situation of the water hyacinths. Could you tell us about that?
Yeah, you see, the fishermen in the Nile waters and Lake Victoria, they've been living here for generations, for many years. But all of a sudden they saw plants coming and eating up the whole lake. The whole lake got swallowed, and people at first they did not know what to do. And they were wondering, life almost came to a standstill. The fisheries business was almost gone, and people started begging. People almost reduced to beggars because of the hyacinth. But see what has happened. But maybe before I talk about the hyacinth, it's important to talk about other species. Not that the hyacinth that was brought to Lake Victoria, it started way back with Nile perch. Nile perch. This is a predator fish that was introduced during colonial times and started eating up all the other species in Lake Victoria. And
What is it called?
Nile perch, which is a predator fish.
Okay.
It's big. Yeah, it's bigger than you.
So this huge fish,
Huge
who
fish.
brought it in?
Colonial. It was
So the whites brought in the fish.
around 1945.
They brought in the fish to eat all the other fish in the ocean,
Yes.
in the lakes.
Yes, because they thought that would do better in Lake Victoria and supply the fillet markets in the West. Yeah. Because, like for instance, at the time of my research, we had around 22 fish processing plants, all processing fillets, to Europe, Japan, Israel. But you ask any ordinary Ugandan if they even see the fish or fish fillet from Lake Victoria, or if they even know what fillet means. Very few buy fillets in the supermarkets. They're just not aware. But Uganda processes a lot of fish fillets. And all this is destined to the Western world. Now, what is left when you go to the markets? They slice the fish and they leave the skeleton. And the head of the fish and the skeleton, that's what is sold in the market. Now that is called the mugongo was in Swahili. That means fish skeleton, and that's what is left to the local people. Now, with this experience of Nile perch, then came water hyacinth. So then what happened?
Now perch. Are you saying perch?
So, yeah,
Nile
experience
perch.
of Nile
Perch.
perch. The perch. Yes.
Perch?
Yes.
Okay, so it's a perch.
Yeah.
And that
Fish.
wasn't indigenous.
Special fish.
It's
Yes,
a
which
fish
was not
that was
indi-
not, and it
yes.
started eating up all the fish.
All the fish.
Okay.
Then water hyacinth also comes. But then what do you see? We need, you have all these projects coming in of managing the lake. Lake Victoria, fisheries management, environmental management, and who sponsors them? World Bank, European Union.
So wait a minute.
Yes.
Wait a minute.
Yes.
You're telling me the whites came and brought a fish that started eating up all your fish.
Yes.
And a plant that started killing the fish and all of the ecology.
Yes.
And then came and said, hey, if you pay us some money, we can come save you.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead. We listen.
Now you have Lake Victoria, you know, environmental management.
Lake Nyanza, yes sir.
Yeah, Lake Victoria fisheries management. So now, if you went to Lake Victoria today, some parts, for instance, are fenced and they are protected areas.
For who? For the Europeans.
So
Seriously.
we've been asking, why are these protected areas? That no, we have to protect these areas. Local fishermen cannot come to these areas because they will deplete the fish.
But it's really the Europeans with their plants and with the now perch that is depleting the fish.
Yes.
And now the people can't use on their own land, and the homeland of the ancestors can't even use their own
Exactly.
resources.
Exactly.
Mind your black business part 2,
Exactly.
poverty.
Exactly.
It's a system
you
developed by
can't see
whites.
the Nile without paying money. The Nile where we're going, because a Dutch fellow came and rented the place. We went there to see the Nile, the falls. First all the falls, they built a dam. They built first a fake dam. There was a dam, then they built another dam. No water was included. They got the nice falls, and then they built a dam there. Now the next place, they closed all the other place. If you want to see the Nile now, you pay money to a Dutch guy. So I went there, I'm like, since when did an African have to pay money to see the Nile? They said no, because this man has come to develop the place. And I almost wanted to drive the car through by force. He told me no, take it calm. I said no, I want to fight and go in. When we there, I was like, okay, what is he developing? I said, there are no toilets. There's nothing that is developing. But just a Dutch guy came and took over. Now that's not the only place. The entire place for the Nile where we grew up going, any day you want to swim, you go in the Nile. It's not allowed anymore. Dutch, I think
But
Dutch.
you know, now with all, whether forests, game parks, you know, all these nature reserves, all the parks, you have to pay money to get it. It's no longer free.
The mountain in Tororo, where you grew up seeing every day.
It's
We went
the
there
rock.
like this. We visit his home. We want to climb the mountain. Say, we have to pay 5,000. I said, for what? You're developing the mountain. I said, which mountain? Me, I pay this, you have to shoot me. I climb the mountain. It's a mountain where we grew up climbing. I pay money to some white dude. Oh my God.
So you, oh man, I'm gonna tell you why this, man. We go to Kemet. I've been to Kemet, Egypt 6 times. And when I talked to the master teacher, Ashra Quaid, he said before the Arabs knew anything about what those monuments were, they didn't know the African history, they didn't know any history. When black people from America, like Dr. Yosef Ben Yakin and others, started going to Egypt, nobody was there. And they could just walk up to the pyramids and climb and do everything. Once everybody started studying the African history of Kemet and learning about the African civilization and learning all the sciences and math and everything came out of there, everybody started going and became a huge attraction, tourist attraction. Now the monuments that were made by Africans in a land that's now invaded and controlled by Arabs, now Africans gotta pay to come there, and I can't climb the pyramid.
Yes, sir.
My ancestors built a pyramid,
Now you
and it's
have to
on
pay.
African land that's
pay
being
money.
occupied by Arabs, and I can't climb, even if I pay money, I can't climb the monument my ancestor made for me. But now I'm in Uganda, and you telling me, okay, they haven't.
The hills, you can't climb the mountain. I mean, you are born there. He's born in Tololo, the hill. He born, you saw the mountain there. I was shocked that I have to
We
pay
grew up climbing
$2
these
to
rocks,
climb the mountain. I
but
said,
now we
that
have to
is
pay to
amazing.
climb.
I said, that's unacceptable. Now, the lake itself, the lake, some people, some of our group were born on the lake. They are fishermen. They kept telling us lies that the Africans are drying the lake. Now, we buy the nets from China. We buy the poison that kill the fish from China. They told us that if we take, he was doing a research and he discovered that it's not the small fishermen that destroy the fish, it's the bigger fishermen. They threw him out in Uganda fishing. He told them, listen to me very well. The big fish should be fished out. But the small fish, the big fish should stay. The small fish, you should fish it out. Because the big fish is the mother fish. It gives birth so many fish that
So
you don't
we
have
need
to keep.
proportional
You need
fishing.
proportion. You have to make sure
Take
you.
some big ones, take middle, and also take small ones. Now, when you take all the
big ones, you take the mother.
and leave the small ones.
Do you know why?
Then
You
we
American,
life.
Black American,
So
you are
we
giants
need
than us.
fishing.
Do you know that? You don't know. This is what we know. They took the best genes from Africa and they brought they left the wimpy, the guys who couldn't carry, and that's how we are.
It's slave trade. Like you pick the
If
best.
you see Ugandan team playing soccer, you get shocked. Our guys are very short, tiny, and then they are playing with the giants, huge guys. Why? Because when they're doing slave trade, they would get the strong guys, the strong breed was taken away. The weak breed stayed. Now, if they come out with the policy that you only fish the big fish, what would that mean? You take out all the strong fish and you leave the chicks to produce other chicks? No. It doesn't work. It has to be you have to take part of the chicks, a part of the old, and you have to balance.
Yes.
But if you bring a big machine to take some fish somewhere, you take the big fish. So now we're left, if you have no bones, you eat nothing. We stopped eating fish. In fact, I gave up on eating fish.
Let me say this, and I totally appreciate everything y'all saying. I'm gonna say one thing. We got a lot of cowards that's over there too, so I know they took a lot of good genes from here too, but believe me, they took a lot of coward, low-life scumbags too, because we got just as many cowards with skin like this in America that you got here. So what we gotta do, I think we'd agree, it's time for the strong Africans, wherever we are, to stop negotiating for power. We should take power, and then the weak can follow us instead of following the Europeans. What you think? If the strong Africans anywhere in the world decide that we're going to rule, then we can go get the weaker African brothers and sisters and build something that they can participate in. Since the Europeans have come and they said they're the strong and all our people are following them, the Arabs have come and they said they're the strong and our people are following them, and those of us that are strong are trying to beg the weak to do